Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. In this series, I'm talking to our new Muslim brothers and sisters about life once you've become a Muslim, about everyday situations and challenges that you may face and how to handle them. In this episode, I want to discuss a very important yet delicate subject, and that is how to handle your family once you've become a Muslim. Now, this is really important that we get this right from the start, because if not, we can drive a wedge there and that can take years to repair. Now, how you have told your family is entirely up to you. Maybe you've been open about your journey all along and they know about your interests, so when you told them I'm a Muslim, it's been no surprise to them whatsoever. However, on the other hand, maybe you've kept it to yourself because your family are opposed to Islam. They believe a lot of the misconceptions about Islam, so you're worried about their reaction if you tell them that you're a Muslim. Maybe you want to get that knowledge a little bit better to refute those misconceptions before you tell them that you are a Muslim. There is no right or wrong way of telling your family that you are a Muslim. Only you can decide that, and only you know when the time is right, because you know your family's situation better than anyone else. So don't be pressured by anyone into telling them sooner than you need to. But what happens once you have told them? Well, first of all, don't give them information overload and a list of don'ts. For example, I can't eat at your house unless you have halal meat. Don't call me such and such anymore. My new name is this. Your beliefs are not correct. Look, if you start by telling them all this kind of thing, you are just going to make them upset, angry, and hurt. And you don't want that. That will actually cause a divide from the outset between you and them. On the contrary, you want them to accept your choice and the decisions you've made. So instead of being really strict and really tough on them, be gentle. They aren't the ones who've accepted Islam. You are. So you have to spoon feed them the information step by step in a gentle, kind manner, and that will help you in your relationship with them going forward. Another thing is, don't push Islam onto them. Now, we all want our family members to become Muslims because we are, but the more you push Islam onto them, the more they are going to reject it, and it's going to be you're going to actually push them away. So that's not the right idea to do. What's better is to every so often tell them a little snippet here or there, and a nice positive story here or there, just to create the better idea of Islam than what they know about. They are going to have questions. This is quite normal. And you can answer those questions, if you have the answers, in a very simple way. Don't spend 30 minutes lecturing them on why alcohol is haram, for example, especially if you know your parents or your family members drink. If you do this, they're just going to think that you are looking down on them and that you think you are better than them now. And again, that will cause a wedge and mistrust, and you don't want that whatsoever. So be careful about how you answer questions. Answer them in a simple manner, but don't spend time lecturing your family on what they are doing wrong. Now, you may feel that you are being criticized and judged about your beliefs, and this is normal. Your family are going to have so many questions about your journey to Islam, about what Islam means, about what will happen to you now you're a Muslim. All these things are very common, but you have to be patient with them, and you have to give them time to process it, because it's a big thing. It's a big thing for you to accept. It's a life-changing thing for you. But what's even more is it's a big thing for them to accept. Maybe they are defensive because they think you will think their way of raising you is wrong all these years. So they might be on the defense. It's better not to meet that with aggression and arguments. So if you feel there is arguments brewing, avoid them at all costs, because you don't want to drive a wedge between you and your family. You don't want years and years where you're not speaking very well. So if you sense that there is an argument brewing about your choices, politely and respectfully change the subject, or if it's got to the point where you can't do that, politely and respectfully walk away. Don't create an atmosphere that's hostile and that they feel like you are against them, because that will hurt them a lot. And you don't want that no matter what happens. You have to remember these are your family. They have your back. They've loved and cared for you all of your life, and that will not change. It might be a bit of a shock to them that you've become a Muslim, and they might not quite know how to deal with that or process that. But if you are aggressive and you are giving them a list of demands and you are sort of looking down on them now, that will just tear them apart. It will hurt them and it will drive them away from you. So avoid that. Treat them as you always have done, with love, with kindness, with respect. Be polite. Have great patience with them. This is a perfect chance to show them what is Islam, because Islam teaches us patience. It tells us all the time we have to be patient, and you have to show them patience because this is a big thing that they have to accept. And you also show them the mercy and kindness and gentleness, because these are also traits that Islam teaches us. And if they see that you may have changed, but for the better, it will bring them round to the idea faster than you may think. Now, the last point is the most important point. You became a Muslim, but you didn't change who you are. You are still you. And that is really important for them to see. You are the same son or daughter that they raised. You are the same son and daughter that's an integral part of their family. So make sure that they know that. Make sure that by going to see them and visiting them and doing all the activities that you always have done, as long as it doesn't compromise your Islam. If there is something that does compromise your Islam, just politely reject that and say, can't do that. But don't stop going round to them. Don't stop laughing and joking with them. Don't stop taking part in activities with them. They need to see that you are still very much part of the family and the same person that they love and care for and have raised from you being born. And that is really, really important, that you show them that you are still the same person. You are just a Muslim now. But if you have changed, it is for the better and not for the worse. Just make dua to Allah that your family will come round to the idea and that it is a very easy transition. Don't create divides between you, because that really will take so many years to repair, and you don't want that. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.